I'm particularly proud because we had live musicians playing this time. We did have some tracks, just like in the West End, where they would have tracks alongside live musicians. We managed to do that. So we had some peripatetic staff playing, myself, Mr. Deacon and Miss Murray, our drum teacher Mike Randon, our violin and viola teacher Alex Urquhart, and our sax and clarinet and flute teacher Nick Higgins. And most exciting, we had some students playing as well, which was fabulous. So we had double bass, which was Daniel Staniforth, clarinet played by Lily Eitel, euphonium played by Danny Eason Hastings, and trumpet from Sonny Tuppen, which was fabulous.
It was an interesting setup with all the headphones on and all the different gear we had to wear, but yeah, it was cool how the tech was used to make it kind of work. We all had different dials to hear different parts of the orchestra, and Miss Hawkins, so we had to have her up on full blast so we could hear her, but also having the singers and kind of learning when we want them to be loud and when we don't want them as loud, and when we needed to hear them more to follow along with them, because there was a lot of colla voce moments, which is just following the voice, so you really had to listen out in those moments.
I was playing with the other teachers at school, and it was really fun because Mr. Randon was in a box and everyone else was around and having fun.
What I found good about the orchestra is playing with professional musicians like the teachers, as they just gave you a good lead, and it was just really inspiring for me.
There are lots of great tunes which everyone knows, which is fabulous, but even those are played lots of times in many different key signatures, so 7 sharps, 7 flats, that kind of thing, which is really tricky. And then there's some other music which is just really quite atonal and difficult. So for the students, that's a real challenge. But also when you play in a pit band or in a cupboard like we were, there is an awful lot, because there's a whole orchestra playing and the tracks, there's a lot of times when you are resting and you're just having to count. And then you might have 80 bars rest and then 3 very loud notes, at a really important moment. So you're concentrating constantly, and that means it's a huge thing to do for staff and students alike, actually.
It was really good, I think, altogether. It came together well, and I think as a whole, without the orchestra, Phantom would have been a lot different, because there were so many moments you had to follow voices. You couldn't have done it without the live orchestra. It was really nice, on Saturday, coming out to seeing everything and getting appreciation for what we had just done.
We had a couple of nights a week just over in the JC practicing either on our own with some special rehearsals or with the crew.
I think something that I'm particularly proud of is the fact that we did 4 nights, and all the students did those 4 nights, which was exhilarating and exhausting at the same time. But what's wonderful is there was a great camaraderie in the cupboard band, as we called ourselves. We just helped each other through and had a great time. It was really great.
Phantom of the Opera was definitely the biggest production I've ever done. And it was really enjoyable, even though 4 nights, quite a lot, but it was, really enjoyable.
So the students have one-to-one lessons, mostly in school actually. A few students have lessons outside of school, but they're working very hard every week to get really good at their instruments. And then we rehearse. They also are involved in lots of the ensembles we run at school, so that gives me a really good idea of who's available and who's able to do various different things.
I've got way more comfortable with performing. I've always liked performing, but now it's such a regular thing. I'm very content, and I love playing in orchestras, and I do a lot of that with Seaford. Phantom's just one of the few orchestras I've been in. So I love playing in groups, and I think it makes your playing better because you learn to read music far faster, and it makes you all round a better player.
I really enjoyed being part of Phantom, the rehearsals, and meeting loads of other people.